With me is the German envoy to talk about India-German relationship and, of course, the government formation in Germany. So if you can give us a certain update as to what is the current status of the government formation and, of course, what India should look forward when it comes to the new government in Berlin.
Well, as we speak, the government formation is about to be finished. The new coalition is having a coalition treaty which took like 7 weeks now to negotiate. And normally in these negotiations you have leaks and people are speculating. In this case, it wasn't happening. So that's why you catch me pretty unprepared yet, because I haven't seen the list yet of the ministers. They kept it secret until today. So now we have, by tomorrow we know who will take which ministry. But all in all, it will not be a surprise, because political observers, which we all are, could predict who will be the foreign minister, might be the foreign minister, who will be the chancellor, and which ministry will go to which party. So for India, there is not much change, because of course Madame Merkel is not there. This is a big change, of course. We all will miss her, and worldwide she will be missed. But of course, in a democracy, after 16 years, if she says, I'm not running anymore, she has a successor. And the successor comes from a different party. But you will see the style of the successor is Mr. Olaf Scholz, is very similar. He is also he's from Hamburg, has a lot of experience as a leader of a party and of a city, a major city. So he's very experienced, and he will very soon show that he is the right person to lead the country.
In terms of the government formation, there are, of course, as you pointed out, political observers saying that there could be perhaps the first foreign minister who is a female. Am I correct on that? If you can just give us little details, if Germany has a female foreign minister?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it might be exactly that the Green lady, the Green chief of the party, Ms. Baerbock, will be the foreign minister. But I have to see the confirmation yet, because this is still speculation in the newspapers. But I think by tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will know it.
Germany has been playing an important role in terms of development partnership with India. If you can give us little details about the conversations that have been happening here in Delhi regarding that.
These conversations happen every year. This is a development cooperation dialogue, negotiations, where Germany is pledging and negotiating with India, what money do you need, what projects can we support, and do we have the money to support it. And as we just have heard, they were very successful again, and we have pledged more than 1.2 billion euro for the next year. So which will be the same amount like last year. So it amounts to more than 20 billion euro, which Germany has given in development assistance during the last decades. So this will be for 1 year, and in different projects, climate change projects against climate change, but also poverty reductions and development goals. So there are a lot of projects there which will be in the newspapers day after tomorrow.
These development projects have specifically focused on climate change. This has been an issue that has been dominating the agenda of COP26 we saw. So how Germany and India are focusing on the climate issues?
You know, every 5th person on this planet is Indian. So without India, you can't solve any world problems. And the biggest world problem one of the biggest is climate change. So climate change, renewable energy, all this is important, and we only can do this together with India. So we try to help India, and we have to fulfill our own goals, which we have promised in Glasgow in the COP26, and so has India. So we have to work together there, and so many of these projects are in this context. So we can do a lot technology-wise, experience-wise. We can exchange experiences, and we have such an amount of projects in this country. I travel a lot in this country, and wherever I go, I find projects which we support, which are in the very different areas, regions of the country. So we just continue this, but we do it in in a very huge dimension.
So now coming back to the political aspect or political relationship between the two countries, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the German Chancellor Angela Merkel shared a very good relationship. The chemistry has been something that has been talked about. Both leaders met on the sidelines of G20 summit as well. Perhaps their last meeting, Chancellor Merkel's last meeting in that position. How will you characterize this relationship? I'm asking you, one of the reasons that you have been part of many of the conversations both leaders had.
Yes, I have been in different functions present at these lunches, dinners, meetings, wherever they met. And it was always a special atmosphere because it was characterized by a mutual respect. Respect for the other person's character and efforts in ruling the country. Now, Ms. Merkel was always having a lot of respect, saying to Prime Minister Modi that when you can rule such a country with 1.4 billion with people, with challenges, whatever, this is a real task. And they both had a kind of a character of philosophical questions about what is the future of work. What do we do if the robots replace workers and we have the artificial intelligence? Where is the moral end of this? And so they have a lot of philosophical discussions, deep-running discussions, which I noticed, which you don't have as a leader of a country with every other leader of the country. So that's why it's a pity that it is. I think she was just the nine times that she was meeting bilaterally. It's a pity that it is ending now, but maybe they might meet in future and in other ways.
Meet in future, but I know that as part of our mechanism, the biannual mechanism, the Indian Prime Minister is expected to visit Germany. Can we expect a visit by the Indian Prime Minister next year to Germany for conversation under this mechanism?
You would have to ask your Prime Minister, because this is the standard that every 2 years either we come or Prime Minister comes to Germany. Now Merkel was here 2 years ago, so next time it would be that if COVID allows, that your Prime Minister comes to Germany. So we hope this happens within the next 6 months. This would be then the first official meeting of the two heads of government.
So my last question before I wind up is Afghanistan. That has been a worry for India, for Germany. How do you see situation in Afghanistan and how the Germans are working with the Indians when it comes to dealing with the issue, the humanitarian crisis, which of course Afghanistan is staring at?
I think we see it very, very similar as India. Realpolitik. We don't like this government. We don't, they have given some assurances that they would allow the girls to go to school. I think this is not happening. That women are in the government, this is not happening. But still you have to talk to them, because you need to get people who were co-workers with our army there, or with the Indian army. You have to get them out of the country. And then you have to bring in humanitarian assistance, because the winter is coming. And they have to have some kind of influence. What is the future course of the country? So that's why you have to talk, which is not an acknowledgement of the recognition of the government, but which is difficult, because those people which were opposed to all the values which we had as Democrats, now you have to talk to. But this is realpolitik, and I think the Indians have the same dilemma. But I think out of necessity we have to talk.
Well, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION. So there you have it, the German envoy speaking to WION on several issues, whether it's the relationship between the two countries, whether it's the new government formation in Germany, or whether it's Afghanistan. With video journalist Sidhant Sibal for WION in New Delhi.